North American Day. It's going to be EG versus Baidu. Joining me, I got MRP. He's kind of ghosting right here next to me. I've got GoDz, and I have got Breaky. How is it going, my friends?
It's going good.
It's rooting for the boys here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see. I think the biggest thing, this game, this Baidu, if they somehow caught EG off guard, they could have stole that last spot. But unfortunately, Baidu King's team already lost to the Leviathan stack that is pretty much out.
Yeah, they went 0-4 at the start and then beat Baidu King. So
they looked pretty bad. Baidu did end up winning versus another one, but unfortunately, this is a battle of one victory opponents. EG 1-3, Baidu 1-3 as well to end the day, and both teams obviously need wins. Obviously, people expect a little more out of Evil Geniuses, and they have not shown up today. I don't know if you... MRP, are you there?
Yes, sir. It's a potential backbreaker for them for sure.
Yeah,
and I don't know, they showed signs of unity, like I would say dragging the game out against VGJ Storm. But they just, I gotta agree with you, they just haven't seemed cohesive. They haven't seemed coordinated. They seem like they're just three super talented players right now. The Tricore playing kind of separately. So we'll see if they can put it all together. But yeah, I mean, like we've been saying, not really time to panic just yet. They lost to the basically three best opponents that they could play.
Nope. Seems a case, and we see the instant Bloodseer pick they've done in Baidu. Is this a Wind Ranger? No, they're going to go Magnus Witch Doctor, a little bit different.
had the first two letters correct there. You know, I feel like you're onto something.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Wind Doctor, but
what's up with Magnus, man? I know you mentioned EG with the Magnus Wind Rangers in a couple times, but Magnus by Team Baidu, is Magnus all of a sudden NA hero? I mean,
he has been since opens. It's just a hero. It empowers another core. You pretty much guarantee a lane win, like we saw versus Brood middle, and then if you go like even Magnus Witch Doctor in the off lane, you empower Witch Doctor, and Witch Doctor has an Orb of Venom. You're talking about 90 damage right clicks. It just feels like it's a lane winner, and that's kind of what Dota's about right now. It feels like the laning phase once again has become that important.
It can be hard, I think, to fit in some of these dual lanes. Like the way I feel like this hero works doesn't pressure the lanes as much as these other kind of off-laners, but once you get the Empower farm going, obviously he's fantastic. He kind of accelerates the whole team. It does feel like a game where farm and acceleration is very, very key.
And now we do see that the Phoenix pick it. We've been seeing it a bit more. EG hasn't really played, and well, they're gonna first pick it here with the Bloodseeker.
EG ran it at least once. Fly.
You're right. Fly did pick it. You're correct. My bad.
See, this European hero, Fly loved to play it in OG. He's playing it here in EG. European qualifiers, I feel like I've seen this like every second game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're obviously liking the Phoenix. I like it against Magnus drafts because it's like this big teamfight RP initiation. Phoenix is not going to get caught in that. He's normally synced further back, so he can kind of counter-initiate, dive on in, Fire Spirit's ulti, and it's like a nice little way to kind of help and potentially save your teammates.
So heavy team fight already, kind of from both teams right now, but nothing given up too much.
Whenever I see the Phoenix, I do always think about the Troll, but you know, I saw that stat earlier. Troll was like 1-8 or something in these regionals.
1-9, yeah.
1-9 even, but still EG respecting it. I guess with the Magnus and power buff on top of that, that would be pretty scary. So
yep. It guarantees that Baidu, the team, BTY, he doesn't have the biggest hero pool. He's very good at what he does. Monkey King, Troll, and Luna is the other big one. It almost looks like EG wants them to pick a Luna because he plays it almost every game.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the team Baidu. Baidu King has been playing the off lane. They respect ban the Doom. They've been playing Doom almost every game. They're just like, whatever, we're not going to let you play it. Why? Now?
S4 is Pango being banned as well. Yep. Speaking of respect bans.
I think we're going to see a lot of Pango in every single region, starting either at the end of these qualifiers or leading up to TI. People are finally understanding how good of a hero it is.
That hero in Roshan is just so OP. It's actually insane when you're bouncing between the cliffs hitting heroes there with your ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also combos very nicely with the Bloodseeker. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Forces you to run. Keeps he's very good at pressuring lanes. Keeps the health low. So they just kind of buff each other.
I just thought you missed it. If you S4 was playing Pango earlier, and he started to roll up, and instead of blinging the Roche pit, he tried to hop over the back end, and apparently in the back end you get the where you get stuck, and he just got stuck there, and they completely lost the Roche fight because of it.
Awkward.
Instead of like blinking in and trying to roll through, he went for the little more, I wouldn't say cocky, but he wanted to save his blink there, and he leaped in. He just got stuck there, and he was screwed. There's a lot of places like that on the map. You don't really learn about it until you try it once, and then you're like, well,
try it in the
fudge.
TI qualifiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play all kinds of like countless Pango games, but you'll still find new spots to get stuck. Not fun.
So we're going to see Baidu is using up a decent amount of their reserve time here. Do they want to go with their other support, or will they go with a core? I think most teams will just finish off their support duo here.
Yeah, I think it reveals the least, but there may, yeah, Bane. Bane Witch Doctor, that's like 2 5 position heroes.
Yeah, it is.
What's the deal with this?
Yeah, which would you rather be more farm-oriented?
Witch Doctor, I guess.
Call.
Bane
Yeah.
doesn't use items at all. Witch Doctor kind of does.
Bane is good if he's like 3 slotted, but even as a 4 support, 3 slots is quite a bit. Witch Doctor, you get like a Spirit Vessel Aghanims, you're kind of a useful hero.
Yeah, you buff that Death Ward that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
The best, or no, the worst ultimate in the game, you're saying. Yeah.
I still think it is one of the worst ults in the game. Witch Doctor level 1 ult, level 2 ult even feels so garbage to me. And there comes the Skywrath. So Fly Phoenix, we are going to have the crit Skywrath as we've seen the Arteezy Bloodseeker. It feels like when they play versus these teams that, you know, aren't as respected or aren't as big, you can just run down the list. They pick the same heroes, and they run over them, but that's great and all. You got to start picking up some wins versus these topper tier teams.
Do you think they're kind of saving some picks for playoffs? I mean, at this point, they can't really get first in the group. They want to save maybe some of their best drafts for the BO3s.
They couldn't. I mean, if you can beat a team by picking the same heroes over and over, there's no reason not to, right?
Yeah, we talked about them, VGJ Storm kind of following the same pattern. Every time they face one of these lower skill, quote-unquote, teams, they pick the Bloodseeker first phase. And against each other, it was always banned.
That's the thing. This Bloodseeker, some of the teams just don't understand how it works. That's why it gets banned out. Sometimes they're like, maybe it's just not good, but I just love it because I think the laning phase is that important. If you're winning every lane, Bloodseeker's just winning his lane harder. That's it.
Bane Mirana, classic combo, gives them a flexible core that can go mid or safe lane. Like, I like this pick a lot. Just feels pretty good when you have this last pick to pick a flexible hero here.
It's also a great hero that's going to, obviously she gives the Moonlight Shadows, which this team makeup can definitely use advantage of it aggressively. Even I always like to see that with Mirana plays.
Leap attack speed kills Egg very well. Like there's a lot of nice things about Mirana in this game. This feels like a super value pick.
Axe? Oh.
Fourth pick. I guess versus this support duo, right? You do have the Bane Nightmare as well as the Grip, but Bane has to. He really has to raise his arms up in the air before he casts it, and Sumail probably pretty quick on those fingers.
This has nothing to do with any hero matchups. This is the anti-tilt Sumail pick after having to play Tinker off lane and lose 3 games.
It's a good way to put it, actually. That might be a part of it.
You don't want to take this team. I mean, this team almost beat Cole in the open qualifiers. The Baidu stack, Game 1, it was like a 60-minute game where, honestly, Baidu did throw the game away.
They competed against Optic earlier today, too. Yeah. They played pretty well. So this is a losable game for EG. Let's not sit here and act like this is a win, like a guaranteed win. But
it is.
Yeah, the final ban on Axe, by the way. But yeah, Storm. Once Storm gets a Link-ins, I feel like then he is going to have a pretty free game here, potentially.
I think you might just go, if you're Baidu, if you're EG, I think you ban Lina here. I think Lina, CG's best hero by far. And it's decent versus that Storm matchup middle. If it's a one-on-one matchup, I think CG would win Lina versus Storm pretty easily.
Yeah. Even against Sumail?
I think so. Yeah. I think I've watched him play pub. He is very good at it, and Storm just doesn't do that well. If he goes up to lay a static remnant on the thing, you get stunned, you're going to take like 5 auto attacks. It's rough to do.
Is this a game where we've seen the Huskar pop up a couple of times. Yeah. I'm wondering for Baidu if that would potentially be a decent pick.
Could be rough versus Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a 5th caster on the couch.
Oh, geez. Who was that? Just did not like. That was all right.
So, last ban, I think you obviously ban on mid. It could be mid Mirana, but I think Bane versus Bane plus Mirana seems like a decent lane versus Bloodseeker +1, actually. Like, you don't want this Bloodseeker. If he's going to deny every single creep if you leave him free farming. So, not only is he going to get every last hit, he's going to just raise that experience even more with the denies, and Bane Mirana is pretty good versus that. That's
where the Bane Witch Doctor support duo for the laning stage looks decent. Like, both those side lanes, whichever lane Bloodseeker goes to is going to be against a pretty annoying, like, quote-unquote 5-position support. Whether he gets Bane or Witch Doctor, it's tough either way.
Yeah. They banned Void, so they do think it's a middle Mirana, it looks like.
Void with Empower and Mirana arrows flying in, Witch Doctor, that sounds like a decent pick that can lock down the Storm as well.
Yep. I guess maybe they ban it out too, because we didn't really talk. I said Lina's a great pick, but they don't have anything to really go with that Magnus Empower. But sometimes you're you want the Magnus, just do Magnus stuff. Maybe you don't empower somebody, but would be nice.
Photic Shield's going to be nice here.
Yeah, that's like one of those counters we used to see a lot in the old days when like these Bane Miranas were very popular. Abaddon was picked all the time because you can always ulti out of the stun, and then if you get arrowed, you ulti out the stun. If your teammate does, you just Photic Shield it off. This makes this Mirana arrow so much weaker, and I'm surprised this pick hasn't come up yet against Mirana, because Mirana's been in so many qualifier games. I've seen it's like one of the most picked heroes in China and SEA.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's been in America, but there's been 0 Abaddon counters.
Yeah, you're right. And also, I mean, just versus the Bane, right? It just completely counters an ultimate.
Yep.
And they go Ember. All right, so they do take advantage of it, and will be the... So it's going to be middle Ember versus middle Storm. It's a little more interesting of a matchup.
Yeah, it's not going to be the like counter pick you'd normally expect when you have that last pick for the mid lane.
Yeah.
But
I like it. So we see the drafts here. Is this just do you guys just think EG might run over this game, or do you think Baidu, you know, if they stay strong during the laning phase, then you have Magnus Ember in the late game. It's pretty scary, but...
I don't know. These drafts don't look like too lopsided. I think the Abaddon pick is very good, but I'll go with my boys Baidu King.
Okay.
Baidu King's carried me in like countless pubs. I'm a big fan of this guy. And I've been casting a lot of China SEA Dota, so I feel like I got to support him here.
All right. I mean, I like their draft as well.
Yeah.
Breaky, what about you?
The Abaddon final pick, the Photic Shield even great against Ember to an extent too. So I like that final pick, and obviously was going for EG going into this in the first place. I'm going to stick with EG.
All right. Well, thank you, GoDz, as well as Breaky, very much for helping through the draft. It is going to be me, GranDGranT, as long with MRP, bringing you this final NA match. And MRP, what about you? You got EG, or do the boys in Baidu got it?
It's been a long journey today, but one thing I'll never forget as a dirty Ember spammer is that Skywrath Mage is a really bad matchup. So
yeah.
I hate playing Ember into Ancient Seal, especially if it gets skilled up. Almost for that reason alone, I have to go with EG. But obviously, I think, you know, GoDz touched upon it. They have the leap speed, but that's really the only way they hit this egg.
You're right.
Worries me a bit. Arrow will fly out, though. Does connect onto the Abaddon. A good start for Baidu's side. And they haven't skilled on the Bane just yet, so they can keep him in place. He's going to get the Brain Sap. There's pure damage here. Forces out the Aphotic Shield. And that's forced to duck into the trees. Is going to spill first blood.
Wow. Nicely done there. Yeah, they just come in. If they actually do run this as a tri-lane, that's pretty scary. But I feel you want to put that tri-lane up against the Bloodseeker, right?
Yeah, certainly. I don't think they'll actually end up running tri-lane,
Okay.
but yeah, probably just looking to secure runes and first blood, and then they'll throw one of these two supports up top. Yeah, you probably want the Bane against the Bloodseeker in general, I think.
They just completely zone out. Oh, he's going for a cliff, maybe top, or just the rune. Won't get it, though. And yeah, as God said, if you've played NA high-level pubs, you know who Baidu King is.
Oh, yeah. Legendary juggernaut. That's for sure.
One of the guys, voice chat. He's one of those guys, though, he will carry. He's not just a bad manner player who you remember. He's one of those guys, like, he may scream on the mic occasionally, but he wins you games. And you're fine with that. As long as you win, as long as he wins you the game, you don't care what he says.
Yeah, it's going to be the Magnus Witch Doctor up top, so they are going to leave the Bane down bottom. But in either case, I was like Parker was saying, both the Witch Doctor and Bane, great supports as far as trading goes, and Witch Doctor, some of the best base damage in the game as far as a ranged hero goes, so yeah, the Empower to that gets a little more scary. Fly, though, with a level 1 Fire Spirit, putting in work. Yeah,
he just destroyed. The Witch Doctor took so long to throw out one attack, he lost all of his HP, but now look at that Fly. Oh, the bounce back! Yeah, but he has Empower. Yeah.
They know there's no dive, so they try to pressure him a bit. Ember, again, you know, it's like you can pick heroes that will dumpster the Storm lane, or you can get greedy knowing that it's a Storm lane. And, you know, Ember doesn't have a perfect matchup against the Storm, since he generally does well against melee heroes. But a couple levels into the Flame Guard, and this should be relatively even. And
look at this, man. There's going to be 3 whole waves coming in the mid lane, and Sumail's just bullying him right now. He has to pull it off the tower. He's got to be careful. He could definitely just die. And instead, Arteezy's going to get a kill, pardon me, on Baidu King top. Damn. This is a rough mid matchup, though. Sumail is absolutely dumpstering this Ember middle.
Yeah, early on, any melee hero takes a beating from this Storm, and with only that 50 damage absorb or 80 damage absorb at level 1, Flame Guard's a pretty bad counter.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, right? Because of how low this Ember got, Arteezy just ran down Baidu King. That's simple. You even level 1 Thirst, you're like, hey, thanks for getting him low middle. That was easy. now.
Overall, the CS out to a very quick lead is the EG side, and have the kill under their name too.
Yeah, they're as you said, they're winning every single lane. 9-4, 10-4, 13-3. The next closest is Ember at 6-1. They're gonna go.
Sumail picks up a regen as well, but gets canceled by the chains.
And bottom lane, they accidentally messed up. They went for a sleep arrow, and he threw the arrow perfectly, and then the Mirana accidentally woke him up by right-clicking before the arrow connected, so a little bit of nerves probably.
And Crit playing the old suicide game as he wasted his mana pool.
See you later. So top Arteezy, he is just gonna farm him, and that's the thing. I really would have liked Bane up here instead. They're just gonna get bullied.
Yeah, unfortunately they wanted the old Dota for Dummies combo, the Bane Mirana.
Yep, which is good. It works, but you can't wake him up before the arrow hits, that's for sure.
Yeah, and there isn't a Baden in the lane, so it's a little more difficult than it may seem on paper. In any case, they are trading decently in this bottom lane. Magnus has the 9 CS to the 13 of the Baden. But again, they've kind of lost top lane, and mid's not going very well at all. Sumail, if nothing else, kind of outskilling CG here.
Yep, and this is a rough matchup, like you said, especially early for the Ember. And that's why I wanted something like Alina. You know, if you want to win a game like this, you got to win the lanes. And I think, obviously, they want to take advantage of the mag, but now you have a pretty rough mid matchup.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about comfort as well, right? You talked about how much CG plays the Lina, and you're not only against Sumail, but against Sumail on a hero that Sumail knows the limits of very well. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they actually whiff on the arrow. Nice toggle off the Nightmare by Crit, and S4 is able to get the miscoil out to deny himself.
That's just good teamwork. We finally see a little bit. Orange is going to just die to the neutral creeps, but that was a long death.
Top lane. Got Arteezy into tower range there. He cops a couple of shots with Blood Rage active, but he's going to be able to get under wave and get some health back.
And you do see that long. It was a 24-second respawn for this Bane because he died to neutrals, and now you see why Crit. He's like, I'm just going to go to a tower. You guys can have your 20 gold per hero for me suiciding, but being out of the lane.
Look at the Ember sitting at like 100 HP mid, and Arteezy just started to run at the Magnus, but Orange will TP in and fill up his bottle, so the Ember should get back into fighting shape.
And this is just good laning. You see it is 2-to-1 kills, obviously, but a 1k lead for EG as they dominate the last hits denies chart. And Rune's coming up. Let's see. What does it get? It looks like it's going to be a 3-for-1 for EG.
Oh, Sumail nightmared up mid. Flame Guard is going to be there, but he's already got the ball lightning available. Wow, he gets rooted. Gets the Fairy Fire off, though, and burns off the Flame Guard.
As you know, you cannot ulti, Storm Spirit ulti out of those chains. So where do you think? What does the Baidu stack need to do? It feels like they are losing all 3 lanes. How do you switch this up to stop that, I guess?
Yeah, not too readily apparent, but Ember is a hero that can do some things with just levels. So I think you pick up the Magnus Empower and RP and try to rotate to a lane with the Ember. Set up with a Nightmare, maybe go bottom onto the Sky or something just to get a little momentum. But I mean, the counterplay is already available, right, for Sumail. He's got his ball lightning available. He's farming very well in the mid. 36 CS is the most in the game, so it's going to be difficult. But it definitely feels like Ember just needs to make a rotation.
Yep. Got to get that level 6 first. That's when easy kills come out. You just pop even a double remnant, ton of damage, just hop on someone. But he's got to get it first. Bottom,
Fly
S4.
already level 4 on the Phoenix, as is Arteezy. Their laning counterparts sitting on level 3. So that's the Bloodseeker 17 denies coming into play there.
Uh-oh. Orange in a lot of trouble bottom on this Bane.
Just a couple of right clicks will finish. Well, sticks there for a moment.
Brain set, but the thirst vision. GG. And now Storm has an arcane rune, so this is already looking pretty rough for the Baidu stack here as they continuously farm 3 lanes at once. Hey, when you're playing maybe a little bit lower team, right?
She was Ancient Sealed up, but a nicely placed TP by Orange is going to actually net him the body block into the kill. Baidu 3, 2, 1 until the Sacred Arrow. Not going to be able to throw it off. You can try it now. Yeah.
Oh.
Actually connects onto a creep.
That was the Helm of the Dominator creep, so hey, that was a 200 gold arrow at least.
Yeah. Sumail Arcane Rune available mid. He's going to think about pressing CG, but he does have 3 Remnants available, so.
I think you have to rotate his Ember, but if you rotate out, Sumail can easily take your tower, and where are you actually going to get a kill at? Like top lane? You kill Fly.
And you can also just clean up, right? If you spend your mana pool and all your remnants for a kill, which it feels like you have to, then you just leave yourself vulnerable to that Storm TP in. Well, mid lane. Mirana comes forward. Sumail could be in trouble here. Hangs around, though, and that's what we were talking about before. He just knows the limits of the hero so well.
Yep, and it looks like you could see CG was trying to bait him into that arrow thrown out. If that arrow connects, that would have been a for sure kill. I like the tried rotation by BTY. He knows bottom's not going good. You got to win some lane. Top, though. Ooh, gets out barely.
TZ unable to net that kill, but still very happy with the early game. Meanwhile, mid lane in trouble. There's the Ancient Seal I was talking about onto CG. And just absolutely can't stand playing against Skyrath as an Ember player. And we see the rotation in just with the level 1 value point, and Ancient Seal able to net a kill for Sumail, who's already starting to become a bit of a concern for the Radiant side for sure.
Look at this gigantic wave top. It's going to be Ring of Aquila pushed in with Bloodseeker. It's a triple wave. And
And no Rupture. Try and secure this tower. Sunray will be there. Bloodright as well. Baidu King hanging around, skewers to his own death. And Ancient Seal immediately onto the Ember, but he will not drop just yet. Nightmare comes out. Remnant forward. They're going to look to take out Fly. He dives back, though, and the one right-click click will follow him and kill him off. Cask bounces pretty nicely for the Radiant side, but a Delta split from RTZ and Crit will keep them alive for now. Thirst movement speed, RTZ moving at 452 should be just fine to make it away. And now rotations in from Sumail, and this is what we're talking about with him cleaning up. Can't get Nightmare just yet, gets gripped up, but they kill off the Bane to cancel it pretty quickly here. Still a couple of bottle charges available for Sumail. Crit finds the kill onto the Witch Doctor. And it'll be a pretty much 2-0 in the top lane. They got the Magnus early on, so if you consider that even 3 heroes down, they don't end up getting the tower, and they did lose the Phoenix, but still a win for EG, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, you see Baidu King, like you said, he just sat in the tower. He is level. This is your off-lane Magnus. He is level 4, and that's not good. Your Witch Doctor is a higher level, actually. Your Bane is level 6. This is a not feels very good Magnus.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, Parker was making the point about Magnus being in these aggressive dual lanes. He offers you a lot as a hero, but he doesn't really pressure like, you know, these Beastmasters and many of these other 3-position heroes. Wow, Rupture onto the Mirana. She leaps forward, trying to take out Crit, but she's likely to die here. Crit needs that one more Arcane Bolt and gets it off to kill the Mirana. Arteezy just going to make it back to safety for now as his thirst dwindles. But yeah, the Magnus, he doesn't really offer you much aggressively, and then up against a Bloodseeker, you just get denied like crazy in your lane, and he ends up just pretty low all game long.
Oh, so Baidu King was also just he tried to skewer Arteezy onto the cliff, and instead he just cliffed himself.
It's kind of how the game's gone so
it really is.
Ball Lightning not able to dodge the cast for Sumail, but still CG pretty much out of mana. He does have a regen in the bottle. And so for now, it looks like they're willing to defend. Baidu is this mid lane. They got the Curse of the Avernus though with S4 and 2 Siege Creeps, one of those being the Helm of the Dominator from S4.
Oh.
Pure damage from the Brain Sap brings S4 a little low. He does not have the Borrowed Time just yet skilled up.
Does have the point though saved up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, right? You don't want to... no reason. It's pretty much a get out of jail free card always. If you just save that point, whatever. And there's the arrow. 200 gold again.
Yeah. Sumail though farming away. Highest net worth in the game. Should be approaching an item here pretty soon. Gets the Kaya.
Now he's just gonna soar around the map. He can do whatever they want. They're gonna 4-man gank, and BTY. Finally, he's like, this is my time. I'm gonna farm this lane so easily. Has 3 leaps and an ulti. Do we have dust? We sure do on the Phoenix.
Conch shot flies out. And yeah, Moonlight Shadow not gonna save the Mirana here. Pretty big cooldown to commit. Just to die. Sumail with the kind of celebratory Ball Lightning. Maybe even anticipating the second leap. middle lane. They are going to pop the borrow timely. Wow, the Death Ward doing work. Worst ultimate in the game, looking pretty good there, Grant. A 3-man silence comes out, but Arteezy does end up dropping. So the slightly more valuable kill going the way of the Baidu squad, and they do keep their tier 1 in mid standing for the time being.
Yeah, it was a nice play. I like that they slept the ABBA and then gripped the Arteezy, but unfortunately ABBA just pops ulti and then throws a shield out. They still get him though. Oh, arrow.
Oh, big ball lightning as well onto the Witch Doctor. They get the Phoenix, but Sumail with a double damage root still pressing forward. And the Mirana is going to be taken out to that second ball lightning.
No remnants left for CG.
Yeah, no mana really left for Sumail, however. Does have the Kaya.
Nicely done, this Ember. That's a quick couple of kills. He's going to have Treads as well flying out. So Treads, Aquila, Wand, Bottle. The Ember somehow... I mean, you look at the net worth right now. He brings it back a little at least. If you're down by 4K, you're happy at least if you're the Ember. You're like, well, could be worse.
Yeah, in the meantime, Arteezy uses Rupture on Baidu King, who just TPs out. So he'll be all right for now, but can't continue to cut the wave and pressure the tier 1 top. So EG, whenever you have a Storm Spirit doing this while having all your tier 1s up, can be really, really useful, just giving them all those access points to the map.
Get the see a ping that looked like they want to try to go for another kill on Arteezy. He has to know something's up. There's only one person showing on the map bottom and Baidu King top. It's almost like I wonder if you know, they're baiting Baidu King, and he backs up, goes for middle.
Orange going to be scouted, and yeah, they will try to go bottom lane on the Mirana once again. Sunray is going to be there. She's out of leap charges.
See ya.
That'll be another kill for Sumail. Now S4 rotating down. They caught a glimpse of the orange Bane, and Crit is nearby. Gets Nightmared up. Aphotic Shield, though, is there from S4, and Ancient Seal there as well. Still, they don't quite have the damage to kill him. Arteezy, though, going to get RP'd on the north side, and they're trying 3 heroes into him, but Arteezy with the Blade Mail brings a Witch Doctor down.
Jeez.
And S4 gets there in time to save his carry. Meanwhile, pushing in the bottom lane, Sumail.
Oh, Shadows are going to take us, but Sumail saw that he was TPing in, and he's invis. They're like, I wonder if there's a, you know, an invis somewhere. Yeah, I know that. The Blade Mill, this is why Blade Mill is so good on Bloodseeker. You pop it, even if they go on you, you just pop that, they actually can't fight into you. They can't man fight, they have to run away, and guess what? If you're ruptured, you can't man fight, you can't run away. You're in a little bit of a pickle.
So Tread's going to be completed up by CG. Perhaps with the Empower, figures he wants to farm faster, wants to be a little bit more fight ready, but won't have that, you know, mobility that we're so accustomed to on the Ember.
So where's the movement? I'm looking where's the movement got to come. Baidu King, he's going for Blink next, about 1,000 away. CG, they got the grip up on this Bane. They can definitely make something happen up here.
Dead lane. Arteezy getting gripped in the dead lane. Sunray is going to be there from Fly on the east side. They can't find him just yet. Slight change is supposed to be there, but the Ancient Seal from the TP in from Crit will eliminate the Ember with ease. And now Arteezy going to press forward. That lingering thirst takes out the Witch Doctor as well.
I could see what the Ember was going for it there. He wanted to... The Sunray was on him. He wanted to get the double bolas off, get it on the Phoenix as well. And he did not know the Skywrath was TPing in and, well, instantly silenced because of that greedy play.
Crit almost on the Skywrath with an Atos already at this point. Concussive shot, Ancient Seal going to connect onto the Magnus. Nice arrow, though, from BTY is going to keep Fly at bay, so they're unable to kill the Magnus, and in fact, they'll die themselves. Atos is going to be purchased up here by Crit, but he's going to fall in a moment. In the meantime, they do take the tier 2 bottom with the Helm of the Dominator Siege Creep.
We really haven't seen much of this ABBA, huh? He's just been pushing. He's on, I'm just going to go to a lane and push at duty. Hopefully someone rotates and you guys get kills.
Yep, involved in 5 of the 15 for EG, so S4 certainly been a bit AFK in this one.
15-9. I think at this point, once Storm does get that Orchid, you just start running at him. You commit fights, you make the Magnus, hey, I'm going to get a nice little ulti off, and then boom, Orchid it up in the back. You just end the game.
Yeah, Sumail working on that Orchid, not far away at all. Just a couple hundred gold from that all-important item. Fly with a set of wards on his person, looking to make a move towards top. And again, they're kind of baiting Arteezy out in this safe lane. Still 17 minutes into this one, hanging around this top side of the map.
Have we even seen an egg yet from Fly?
I don't believe so.
He has not had to commit that. They're looking for some sort of crazy rotato behind Arteezy top, but look at behind them is the rest of the team.
Maledict, Blade Mail going to be popped, and the Witch Doctor in trouble. Meanwhile, Mystic Flare on the south side onto the Bane, but Crit gets quite low, and they leap forward onto him. Now the Phoenix in trouble to root him up and take him down.
Oh.
Arrow going to fly.
Not quite hit him. A nice play. BTY, I think, accidentally leapt onto the... He stuck himself up there and then got ruptured. He's like, wait a minute, I can just stay up here and right-click. You can't do anything to me. That's not worked out.
Yeah, Arteezy used the Blood Right early on the west side to try and scout the trees, and they actually ended up being here. So perhaps a slight bit surprised when he saw that arrow come down, and they do get a good amount of damage off onto him before any reaction comes out from EG. Yep. Should have listened to BSJ, I suppose. Dead lane up there.
They need to take it easy, but uh-oh, Bane is just going to die. Maybe the Shrine Up will go down. So
Sumail finishes him off with the regen rune as well. Wants to make sure that he doesn't take any damage. Now looking to re-engage, perhaps, as they press forward onto the Witch Doctor. A couple right clicks from S4, and the concussive shot will finish off the second target. And Sumail.
You took a good fight up top, but all these fights have been without Sumail, and his net worth, highest in the game, has a regen as well. Kaya Orchid. He can pretty much just change any fight he wants to at this point.
1,000 gold in his pockets after that little skirmish, and they'll take the Abba and the Fire Spirits into the Roshan pit. And with the Solar Crest completed up by S4, they'll make pretty quick work of this.
Yep, give it to Sumail. You have the best hero for an Aegis in the game. Might as well get it. Oh, Blink is up on max, so if he gets like an ulti in the backline, say on maybe Phoenix crit +1, I mean a 3-man plus the Empower onto this Ember, there's definite chance for Baidu to still win this fight.
Yeah. The Death Ward has been putting in work this game. Starfall as well can do a lot of damage. So Arteezy and we scouted bot lane. They are bringing in the Magnus with the Blink, and BTY throws out the arrow, just hoping to catch Arteezy as the creep wave dies. Dire Scan is going to catch a couple of heroes, so pretty much this Moonlight Shadow movement has been tipped to EG. And Arteezy will back to safety.
Looks like, yeah, Dire, they're not shown in lane either. No one's really showing anything right now. Yeah. Everyone's completely off the map except for S4. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to fight S4? He can solo push this tower with a level 4 curse. We'll back out.
Double damage picked up and bottled by Sumail as he picks his level 15 talent up. So it became much more difficult to kill. Nice English, and has the Aegis in hand as well.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough. Sumail actually comes to these fights. He's just gonna run over them, but doesn't even need him. They're just gonna continue to push in this middle tower. And there we go. He takes over. Helm of the Dominator with the siege unit.
Yeah, S4 all by his lonesome with the Curse of the Avernus, the only one showing in the front lines. Everyone else looking to reinitiate. Shot from the high ground is going to connect onto the Bane, but that'll be all she wrote. Looking to cut the creep wave mid is the level 8 Witch Doctor, but he actually missed one wave.
Yeah, so he might. Yeah, he's cutting the creep wave, trying to get a chicken, but as you said, can't really do that. Now they get 2 tier 2s, and look, they ping him out. They're like, wait, what is this guy doing? They actually glyph up so the creep wave won't die. Uh-oh, Baidu middle.
It's going to force back the TP. Meanwhile, on the west side, the Storm going in. Sumail finds Orange's Bane with the double damage rune and hanging around with Aegis ready. Arrow going to split the wickets as everyone from EG is able to dodge it. A buyback coming out from Orange, but Magnus is already on the sideline, so no RP available to them for at least 15 seconds. And this will mean at least a good amount of damage done to this tier 3.
Yeah, looks like they want to fully take. And there we go. The arrow tries to get the siege unit, but he dodges it this time. He's given up a decent amount of gold, and that's my least favorite thing. If you get a Helm of the Dominator, you got to micro it.
S4, Blood Raged up. And now jump forward to find the Bane. That is going to be a dieback on the Bane, but the RP catches a few Supernova on top of it. It's the chance for Baidu's squad. They do take out the Abaddon. And everyone else still healthy and fighting for EG. Age is still available on Sumail. Maledict will not kill him off. It was a nice attempt with the Blink Dagger from Baidu King. But now 8 toasts into the Ancient Seal on the Ember, and a huge right click from the Overload charge from Sumail on top of the damage amp. Gets the kill on the Ember. He does end up buying back. Sumail 9-0-3 godlike on the Ember Spirit. Blood Rage up's going to help him heal a bit.
And now it has turned into what we expected. It's turned into a massacre here. 18,000 gold lead at 23 minutes in. They just continuously hit the tower, get the kills. That's all you do. There's a regen bottom. Will Sumail just go and find it? He probably would love to.
Now the courier might actually fly over it in a moment.
Let's see if they do it on purpose. They do. I love that. You see him just barely go out of his way to see it. See you later. Bloodstone, give me that regen in the bottle as well.
EG is not top tier, you say?
Well, I would say after their games against the other top tier teams, being mid-tier is not the worst thing in the world. But
well, certainly this game puts them in a very, very comfortable position to make top 5. We'll say that much.
And that is very important, obviously. But you got to do more than this. You got to beat some of the teams that you're even with. You can't lose to all of them and just beat those lower tier teams. So going tomorrow, they're going to have about 2 more games, I believe, and they got to make it work, but they're going to try to push in and end here.
Yeah, Sumail jumping forward, still has some residual duration on that Aegis, right into the Magnus. They silence him up, right-click him down. CG is forced to Remnant out. They get a cast off onto Sumail, but he's just going to press forward. The grip is there, though. It will get the Aphotic Shield off, but not in time to save him. It is just the Aegis, though, so he's willing to pop that. And Supernova from Fly, wow, going to connect just on the edge onto Orange's Bane. And the Sunray finishes him off. Arrow going to be dodged. Sumail back into the back lines. Forces out the leap. And they'll take out the Witch Doctor and the melee racks in a moment. Rupture is going to be onto the Mirana. Atos will be there as well. Crit flying through. Has no Mystic Flare as it's on cooldown. Sumail will finish them off though. Arteezy in trouble. Aphotic Shield barely keeps him alive. And EG having a little fun with this one as they dive the fountain. GG is called. Sumail will die in a basking in a fountain.
And that was, well, that's what EG has to do in games like that, right? It's you got to win those convincingly, and that does, I believe, put him at 2-3. Where if you said that at the beginning of the day, I'm sure a lot of people would have been like, even 3-2 is what's possibly expected, but 2-3, they're looking rough. And obviously, we can now look at the updated score. I believe this was the last full game of the day. There's Immortals versus Leviathan being played, and well, both those teams, Immortal is 1-2. They ended up picking up a win against. Give me a sec here. Sorry. They won against Justice Squad, so that will happen. And oh, there we see on the screen we got the brackets. So a very rough day for EG, but they're somehow, guess what? They're not even in 5th. They're in 4th. They are still more than likely to make the playoffs, and at that point, you know you're not getting 1st. Whatever. You're going to make the playoffs, and you're going to be good. MRP, what are give me your overview of today.
Yeah, VG's Storm looked fantastic, dude. Every turn in the game, they looked like they were coordinated. They looked like communicated, and some of SVG's drafts just feel like they won them before the game started. Particularly that Wyvern pick. A little earlier on, and then they steal the Drow the next phase. It was just very, very nicely done from them overall. EG, I'm not panicking, like you said, but, as you alluded to, they got to pick up their socks, tie up the loose ends, and they're going to have to be a little bit better in the best-of-3 format. But in some sense, with Fly teams, I do think that the best-of-3 is going to favor them a little more over this best-of-1.
I agree. Breaky? I don't believe you're on right now, but we'll get you
Hello.
on. And
There we go.
What's up, man?
Now you can hear me.
There you are. What about you? Just a complete overview of the day.
Obviously, again, VGJ Storm, not that it's that surprising in the end, but going 5-0, doing it dominantly was, pretty big deal. I'm hyped for tomorrow, though, for several reasons. There's a couple of good storylines because there's still no first place determined. We have complexity. If they beat VGJ Storm, then it's going to go to a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So we got that. then the 5th seed, I guess, technically in this case, is also pretty important because there's like 3 teams that were 1 and 4 competing for that 5th seed.
Yeah.
And obviously that 5th seed then advances onto the playoffs, and anything can happen from there. So those are the 2 big storylines. There's a lot of matches still to come tomorrow, and most of them matter, at least. That's good.
Not only that, but South American Dota, because of how good it is, they got a 6 to 7 day qualifier, and the grand finals will finally get played out. And guess what? SG versus Pain Gaming in a best of 5. I'm actually pretty hyped myself this series. It'll be Cap and Blitz casting it, I believe
so,
around 12 Californian time, PST, PDT, DDT. I don't know, something like that. But that will be the end of NA today. MRP, it was excellent to cast with you. Any final words, my friend?
It's been a blast, man. Good to be on the journey with you. Good luck with your cast, guys, tomorrow. I know Breaky, you're covering most of that stuff.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Good to be with NA's one true king. I would say last hope, but that's BSJ, of course, and he's going to be clawing for that 5th spot tomorrow.
He is. Still has a chance. And Breaky,
chance.
Anything last from you?
I'm hyped. And also, SG versus Pain tomorrow as well, as you mentioned. That's the deserving South America Grand Finals, in my opinion. Those are the 2 teams that absolutely deserve it, so I'm glad that that's the case.
All right, and after this, if you didn't know, it'll be SE qualifiers right here. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, you're going to see a whole slew of new gorgeous faces. So stick around, and we'll be right back.